Hi everybody, welcome back to the Natural Healing Ninjas with Christine and Laura Lee.
Hi everybody, it's good to see ya.
This is part 2 of the dog park restrooms. Hello,
Yes.
doggy.
The
Lay
bathrooms in the
down.
dog park had a problem, and they saw it coming as a community.
Yes.
Small community saw it coming, told the authorities they don't want the bathroom, and then here.
They put up this restroom at the dog park that no one wanted, but evidently it was because of they got funding from the state, which is our tax dollars.
Right. Prop what?
68.
Yeah, 68, okay.
And so they got money from it and the fees from our water to build this area with children's play equipment, and which we don't need because we have one over at another park. And we don't have 10,000 people living here that they said we would.
They projected 10,000 people.
10,000
when they
people.
put this general plan together.
And now the general plan is like, oh, but we have to follow that. Well, that was, that was in the 1990s. We got to move on.
Update it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we have a general manager who is fields all of these things from our. We're not a city, and we're not a town. We have a water district. And so the water district is the service district that we use. So I approached him through email and asked him, what are we going to do about this thing? What are we going to do about issues that just came up?
Pretty vile.
Vile
What
issues.
happened in the bathrooms.
Perverts in the bathrooms now.
Yeah.
While we were playing with our dogs at the dog park.
In the
They
middle
were
of the
playing with themselves.
In the middle of the day, there comes some.
In one restroom, in one stall. It was anyway.
So two men went in, and they made what kind
Lots moaning and groaning.
of noises, and then the people that were at the dog park came running over thinking that somebody was needed help, and they came out.
They thought it was they were accosting children in there.
Right, so they came out one at a time, and then they
started yelling at the ladies who were pounding at the door, and
they said
they would not let them get a picture of their license plate, but they did.
Yes,
because they were determined, because this is not right.
We don't want that in our world.
It's an isolated restroom that we didn't need. We have a porta potty.
And that's not the first time that happened.
Oh.
It's happened before.
It happened before.
And this just happened to be right in the middle of broad daylight.
I know.
Just disregarding everybody there that was enjoying their dog park.
I know.
So what are you doing about it? Now, this is what citizens need to do. We need to step up.
I took action. I took action.
This is how it's done.
And I wrote to the general manager who represents our water district, and they're the only people that we can go to because we don't have a law enforcement in our village.
So that's the go-to person for the community.
So I told him who I was, and I said, I've lived in Cambria for over 35 years. I love my home, and I've fought with determination to save the land and the trees and the animals.
She's done a lot.
My friends and I started the Friends of the Ranchland years ago to save this place from development where we have the dog park.
Otherwise
now they want to develop it,
yeah,
and put restrooms on it and playgrounds that we don't need. Anyway, I'm not against children's playgrounds. I'll have to put that forth. I love children's playgrounds. They need that. But we only have, 6,000 people in our community, and only a third of that is our children.
Yeah, that.
And we have a playground over at our other park.
We don't covered already.
We don't need it. And this is an isolated area in the middle. It's called in the middle of these grounds, and it's isolated.
The rodeo.
It's isolated.
Rodeo.
It's isolated. No one goes in there, and
unless they're walking their dog or going for a little walk.
Right. So I said we need to contact the water district to have this. I was there at the meetings, and that I put my thoughts and queries about the safety of this new restroom. Safety for us that use this park, adults and children alike. Of course, it has already been built, but I just had to speak up about the concerns that this isolated restroom posed. It has since been called a public nuisance, among other things. People are now calling it Pervert Park.
Oh.
Anyway, it seems that the first thing that happened was the incident of the two males doing something in one stall of the restroom. There was moaning and groaning and yelling and coming out of one restroom. When some dog park ladies went to pound on the door, one very young man ran out to his car, and when the ladies kept pounding on the door, they were very concerned because they thought children were in that room being accosted.
Anybody being accosted, child or adult.
Yeah. The other man came out and confronted and yelled at the ladies and would not let them take photos of his license plate. They were loud and angry, and the ladies persisted and recorded the whole incident. It has since been reported to our law enforcement agency in our county. Also, since I visit there almost every day to walk the trail, and I use the dog park with my dog, which I never see any of these board members with their dogs out there, ever. They don't know what it's like.
They don't even, they're not living in it.
Yeah.
What about the gentleman who's the communication point?
He's the general manager?
Yeah, does
Never
he?
seen him.
No, he's not. So they don't go to the dog park.
So the door to that same restroom has been open almost every day. So I close it because they're on an automatic lock system.
But it doesn't do that.
And every day I go over there and I close that door, and after 5 o'clock it's supposed to be locked, and it's still not locked.
It's not locked.
So it was horrifying and terrifying for all of us to witness this and to know that something like this would happen. It happened not only in our small town, but at this isolated public nuisance that we pleaded not to have built at all. We have a porta potty there that serves its purpose. And it's free. The porta potty is free. We paid $300,000 through our taxes and fees to build this restroom.
2-stall bathroom, right?
2-stall, water, a tall water drinking fountain, a short water drinking fountain, and one to fill your bottle.
What?
And Dyson's dryers, hand dryers in there.
Okay.
Anyway.
300,000 worth.
Anyway, so when I was at the meeting, I let everyone know that the women there at this dog park were very worried and concerned for their safety, as well as our concern for any children getting near the place. I myself will never use it again. I never used it in the first place. But we were overruled because of the great strategic plan and master plan. So, that was drawn up in the 90s. And can be changed, but they didn't change it because they got the money out of it.
And the projection was
incorrect.
incorrect.
And the projection was 10,000, and it's not reached that. Mm-hmm. So it was pushed forward so the water district could obtain the monies to build their dream there. This is not our dream. Nor is it fair that our monies from fees and taxes from this Proposition 68 be used on something we did not want. Of course, you, as general manager, have a great way of handling it by saying your hands are tied, it was already set in stone, and I only have to implement what they give me, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that a great way to get out of something? That's what politicians do usually.
By saying it's already done deal?
It's already done deal, and I had nothing to do with it.
My hands are tied.
My hands are tied.
Well, then what's he there for? Just another pretty face?
Now, what are you and the water district going to do about this horrible building that attracts perverts, derelicts, and gangs? Because now they're gang riding on the bridge that goes over to this place.
They're tagging, yeah.
They're tagging it. They're gang riding on it. This is something none of us wanted, but was forcibly pushed on us. Now it is up to you and the water district to make this place safe for us after you made it unsafe. Regards. And so I got something back from him. Do you want me to read that?
Yes, please.
Okay. He says, thank you very much for sharing your concerns about this place, the restroom, and the recent incident you described. I understand that this situation upset you and others in the community, and I agree that public safety is a top priority for the water district. The matter you've described has been reported to the law enforcement agency in our district, which is the appropriate agency to investigate criminal activity. Yes, but they're telling us to go to the water district to get safety, to monitor our safety, because we don't have law enforcement here. Anyway, I also wanted to discuss your comments about my role. And as general manager, this project was completed under their direction from the water district in alignment and adopted by the strategic plan, which is the master plan, and funding parameters set by the state. I am responsible for implementing it and the board's policy decisions and ensuring that the projects meet regulatory and funding requirements. which just means they get their money to build this thing that we didn't need. While I appreciate that you and others may disagree with the decision to construct the permanent restroom, it was approved through the established public process, funded with grant monies, which are our taxes, and explicitly for capital improvements. These funds could not be redirected for other uses. That said, I take your feedback about security and operations seriously. It's unfair to characterize my role, but do that what you will. I will ensure that the staff review the restroom's locking schedule and explore feasible measures to enhance safety, such as improved lighting, which...
Go on lighting.
The lighting is what happens is that they go on, it goes on and off. And these people come during the day when we were there.
Yeah, right, exactly. So more like cameras aimed at the doors.
Yeah. So my response was, thank you very much for that wonderful response. I realize you are inundated with concerns and questions. As for feeling that it was unfair to blame you for this situation, remember that you are the face of this water district. We cannot go to anyone else because you are the one that represents them and implements everything that they give you. We have no choice because it's set up that way. Now, to get back to the question at hand, please inform the board of our concerns for safety and requests for only minimal buildings and structures, and that the strategic master plan is no longer viable. Now that this restroom is built, please tell them that we are demanding that they are being held responsible for our safety because they have chosen this route, even against our wishes. And we are paying for it. We are paying for it, and we're paying for the board, who is supposed to represent us, through fees and state taxes.
And you're paying the price of witnessing bad
Yes.
behaviors.
So you suggested lights. That will never do. We have a Dark Skies community organization that will never let big lights in there. But you could use, besides what happened during the day. So
Yeah, so the lights are mute, yeah.
But the thing is that now I said you could use like motion sensor lights, go
Yeah.
on and off.
Yeah.
If people are around there at night. And then cameras, maybe they could be pointed at the doors and not at people at the park, because I don't like that invasion of privacy.
Yeah, and it only needs it for the bathroom doors. That's the
Just
only
the
issue.
bathroom.
Yeah.
And however, a small area in front of the doors may be a way to keep it safe.
So
Since
there's a
we have
solution.
no local law enforcement, I was told by the law enforcement agency in our county that we could call on the water district to be our safety monitors. That's who they've chosen to be. If they chose this to be safe, then we have to get safety from them. Please address this situation with them immediately, plus the comments from the law enforcement department. Before this goes any further, as stated above, we are the ones footing the bill for this thing we never wanted or agreed to. We also are paying the salary of everyone on the board and the department. And it only seems fair that the people who it was supposedly built for should be the ones with a voice. With my sincerest regards.
That was a nice letter.
Thanks.
That you guys interacted with. So the solution is cameras at the front door, and let's see how that goes with part 3.
Yes, and he has to check. They have to check the locks on the doors, because when I get there sometimes, and after 5 o'clock, the doors aren't locked, and they're supposed to be on an automatic lock.
So how do you, when you shut them, do they automatically lock?
No, they only lock at 5 o'clock at night, and they open up in the morning.
But once you shut them, they're locked for the night. Yeah.
If somebody goes in there and cleans and stuff, but at 5 o'clock they're supposed to be locked.
But they're not, because they're not shut all the way.
I don't know, because I went over there and tried it like
And it's
after
open. I see
5,
what you're
and
saying.
it was.
I
not,
thought it was a jar or something.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't
Just is
locked
not
at all.
doing the thing. Okay,
So
well,
they
that
have to
needs be
check the
improved.
locks, the automatic locks, and they have to make sure that this doesn't happen again, because we have little gang kids in our town that are trying to, puff their chests and everything, and they can do harm. They can do vandalism. They've been doing it.
Well, you know, if this is a sanctuary city, do you know if it is or not?
I don't know.
Okay, I have a feeling that it is because there's a lot of people who don't want ICE around and don't want that understanding of things.
For illegal
And
aliens, not
right,
for immigrants.
But I look at it as they're hiding, that there's bad guys hide behind the skirts of innocent people.
Yes.
And if
yes.
you're the innocent person that they're hiding behind your skirts, they're going to be found, number one. Number two, you don't need to get in the way.
Yeah.
Because they have what's coming to them. And as far as kicking someone out of the country that's a beautiful human being that's just working hard and has a family and everything, there's a system for them to go and come back. Not what they're portraying to save them from ICE. You don't want to do that. Because guess what? You're infringing on officials trying to do official work by getting the scuzzbags out of here. So whatever you're not understanding, know that it's the safety is what the whole project's all about.
Right.
And we have a lot of people in this country in mostly sanctuary cities. And the sanctuary cities are crumbling because of they're not listening to the people. Because people don't want these people in their communities.
Yeah,
we never said it was okay to have a sanctuary
dear
city.
friends, the Hispanic people in our community.
Not at all.
No, and they work very
beautiful.
hard here, and we love them.
Yes.
However, it's the ones that were let in during this past 4 years with this last administration, and they're illegal aliens that were let in without any paperwork, and a lot of them are criminals, and that's who they're going for. They're not going for those people that are really hardworking people who want to come here and have their families here. That's not what they're doing. But the other criminals are hiding behind these wonderful people.
Right, exactly. So if you don't understand that, just move out of the way and let the law take its course, because if they're not breaking any laws, it's okay. But if they are, they're just going to be processed in the proper way.
Yeah.
Because there's an innocent breaking the law and there's on purpose. And these are dangerous people. They do trafficking. That, you know what that means?
Drug trafficking and human trafficking.
Yes, and mostly the sexuality is over the top, and people disappear,
and
then
children disappear.
And there was just two stabbings in Cambria
our village.
Oh, no.
I've lived here for almost 35 or 40 years. My kids could go anywhere in this town.
Yes. It's a small town.
And now there were just 2 stabbings the other night, and they were gang related. They're saying they're isolated incidences, but they're gang related.
And they were young people.
Men. Young men.
How young were they?
14 and 16.
That's really young. What are they doing?
They're trying to get these older gang members are trying to initiate these kids into their gangs. And they're coming from another part of the state to come over here to get these kids into gangs. And
this is their hideout too. And sanctuary
cities
cities are a hideout for these
and
people.
I have to say it, the Mexican mafia is here. I'm telling you.
And they want to deny it here.
And they're laundering drug money here.
Yep, they're doing a lot. Probably a lot more than that.
They're buying a lot of real estate, mostly commercial real estate, with this drug money.
And then what do they do with the commercial real estate? Does it do good or?
Yeah, they get money from the leases that the merchants have to pay them.
Okay, so the merchants move in.
They don't take care of their buildings very well.
No, they don't. One that I saw that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
so sort of left undone.
This is a big issue, even in a very small town like ours.
But if we do what our part is, which is we're paying them, so we're actually their bosses. So
that's what I was trying to get across to this individual. We pay through fees and taxes. We pay their salaries. We pay your salary.
To speak for us.
And you're supposed to represent us, not the board,
or
but
not
us.
Or not some master plan that was put together in the 90s.
Yes.
It's 2025, August 14th today. Yes. And so that's way far. It needs to be updated. The population hasn't grown to 10,000. It's hanging at 6,000.
Right.
And there's an issue with people coming in from different parts of the state that are not of the up and up.
And they're criminals.
Yeah.
They're criminals.
Yes.
And they're hiding here because they know there's no law.
And they're hiding behind sweethearts. They just want to have
hiding.
people all win.
They're hiding here.
Yeah. But when you're that bad and low on the totem pole as far as your actions and hurting people, you're that far away from the golden rule,
Yeah,
then you get the
golden rule
consequence
is
from
the most
that.
important thing right now that everyone needs to do. Let's
Yes.
end on that note.
Okay.
Let's use the golden rule.
What is the golden rule?
To love ourselves and love each other.
As ourselves. So, no, love life and life will love you back.
Love
is
life and
basically-
life. Thank you for listening. Thank you for going through all that with me. It was a real difficult situation.
But it's not over. Part 3.
Okay.
Bye-bye for now.